gun people. This is interesting. Maybe a little illegal. So the guy comes here and smokes, and he's got customers. He's trying to run a business. He's saying it's a no smoking zone. It's against the law. Government doesn't want you to be able to enforce laws. They just want to make a bunch of laws so you have to call them so they can decide if they come, how fast they come, and if they enforce it. So this is the way government makes sheep out of people, and they empower people who ignore the law. Just like gun control, it does nothing for the criminal that wants to use the gun. It only goes after law-abiding citizens. So this guy's a business owner. He's out here working. Not saying he probably should have done this, but let's see what happens.
And that is a customer area?
Yeah, it is.
Can you show me the law?
And that is 25 feet.
Can you show me the law?
You show me the law.
You're the lawyer here.
Are you really gonna spray him with a fire?
Oh my God, this woman who's videotaping. I guarantee you, she voted for Obama. She ain't got a clue on what's going on in the world. Just wanting to run around videotape somebody.
Are you really gonna spray him with a fire extinguisher?
Huh?
You're really gonna spray with a fire extinguisher?
Put the cigarette out. You can't smoke right here.
Rick, you can't laugh! I think it's funny. Now, is this guy probably going to get arrested? Yeah. Will the DA charge him? I don't know. He'll probably let him plead to some, community service BS, not to waste a jury. You can't squirt people with a fire extinguisher. That's a chemical thing. That's a chemical assault. The courts and the government's going to see that as no different than if you threw, pepper spray in his face, or you made your own pepper spray out of crushed red pepper with oil and you threw it in his eyes. Or, you just can't do this. When you touch somebody else with an object, it's the same as hitting them. So you don't have to hit them with your fist. You can be in control of something and hit them. And if that impacts them, it's the same as if you hit them. So this guy just committed battery, assault and battery, whatever you want to call it, assault. He impacted this dude with something, and he used a chemical. And this guy's going to probably say he's gone blind, and he can't see, and he lost work, and this guy's insurance will either pay this guy off, or this guy will pay him off, and the guy who's working, trying to do a job, may have not gone about the right way 100%, but I got to give him credit. At least he's standing up for his business, his area. If you call the cops right now, by the time the cops get there, his cigarette's out. He goes, hey, man, this guy's out there smoking. I told him, well, he's not smoking now. I can't do nothing. Have a nice day. So the more the cops ignore good people and don't enforce the law, the more citizens take the law into their own hands. It's just the way it is. If you push a rock down a hill, it's going to pick up speed. And our society is breaking down because government wants to enforce what freaking bathroom you use, but they will not enforce the 1,000 other things that affect good law-abiding citizens. They want to take guns away from good law-abiding citizens when 22 people are getting shot a night in Detroit and Chicago, and they can't enforce that. But they want to take it away from you. That's what happens when a lawless society, when a society goes to a tyrannical government to where we have all the power to protect you, you have no ability to protect yourself. Liberals will be hollering that fire extinguishers should be serialized. You should have to go to a training class. Not anybody should be able to have one. The fire department will be out here probably writing him a ticket saying he used it not for a fire. Now they have to inspect it. There's all kind of government fallback that this guy's going to get now when it all started from an idiot that wants to come here, homeless, probably sitting here smoking, being rude, not being respectful of anybody or any business, thinking they own public areas and they can do what they want. Who's the winner here? I don't know. Right now, this guy's the loser on the spot. This guy's the loser in the long run.
You gonna spray with the fire extinguisher?
Put the cigarette out. You can't smoke right here.
Call.
Not to mention, he missed the cigarette. Now, had he done that when it was by his hand, may not have been a problem. Had he sprayed it before, like right now he's holding his hand, had he sprayed it now, it would still be assault, but it wouldn't be as egregious. Now, I know there's going to be people wanting to argue here. It doesn't matter if you touch hands, it's a crime, Rick, you're just protect. I'm just telling you. The courts look at things as how much damage you can do. The fact that he squirted him in the face and could have caused eye damage, could have caused him to suck that in. This guy's going to get cancer 200 years from now, and they'll be trying to sue this guy's kids because he squirted this guy with freaking fire extinguisher 200 years ago. But anyway, I digress. All right, know what you're doing before you get involved. I mean, look, unfortunately, government has immunity. That's why they get to come out and do what they want. You don't. You get charged. You get legal fees. You get arrested. I'm not sure what this, let me see if I can look up real quick. Wow. Okay, so here's the scoop. A Utah restaurant owner captured in video, sprayed smokers in the face, etc. The restaurant owner, of course, small business, said, I'm not proud of my behavior. I let myself get egged on and overreacted. He did. And that can happen when you have idiots and you have to deal with idiots, which is, here comes my jackhammer side, which is why cops get frustrated from dealing with idiots and you see them overreact because they let emotion get involved. It's hard not to do that. I mean, it's easy for the people who aren't getting shot at to say, well, just because someone's shooting at you, you shouldn't shoot back and you should make sure and take your time and, you know, you need to be careful and you shouldn't laser your partner. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy for those who have never been in those situations. But, so here's what surprises me. The Salt Lake City Police Department is investigating. Really? I'm surprised they didn't arrest him. I hope they don't arrest him. I hope he doesn't go to jail, and I hope he doesn't get charged. I think the DA will charge him after the investigation. So the PD, sometimes if they don't want to arrest or something like this, because the PD's probably like, I'm tired of these assholes too, the cop might have been, you know what, I'll just refer it to the DA's office, man. I'm not going to arrest you. And cops can do that anytime they want. There's nothing that says you have to arrest somebody when they commit a crime. You can always refer it to the DA, let the DA evaluate it. I think that ought to be mandatory unless it's violent or somebody's in danger. I don't think cops ought to be arresting people for BS crap, putting them in jail, causing them a system, saying you can beat the charge, you can't beat the ride. That's BS. If you can't charge them, I think government ought to be mandated to take you to trial if they arrest you. And then that would stop this because they would spend a lot of money and time taking these bullshit arrests from cops to jury trial, and it would tie up the courts, and they would come down and say, look, you cops need to stop arresting people that we can't charge. I mean, there's places in California, Alameda used to be, I don't know if they still are, cops could not make an arrest without a supervisor approval. They had to call the sergeant over, and the sergeant had to approve it for that very reason, because they were just arresting everybody for anything. Whenever they contacted, screw it. I'll put them in jail, I'm done, I'll get my stat, and I'll move on. I'll let the DA, the jail, and the courts handle it. And that's kind of what all policing has gone to now. But I digress. Anyway, we'll see how this plays out. Somebody put in the comments if say get follow-up, this guy gets charged. All right, well, then that's her.